And now I'm going to validate my CSS, make sure that that's also properly written. And it's not making sure that they're corresponding. So, for example, if you watched the last video with the HTML, you notice that I deleted out the button. If I still had in this CSS the button tag with some CSS on it, it wouldn't tell me you don't have a button to style. So just keep that sort of thing in mind. So I, as the developer, still need to be careful of those sorts of things. But it is going to tell me if, in fact, I have valid CSS. And most of the time, we can see whether it works or not in a browser. But it's still a good idea to check your CSS and make sure that it's following proper rules. So I gave you two different links, one for the W3C validation service and one for CSS Lint. They're both essentially the same thing. Because I already have this copied, I'm going to go ahead and just paste it in. Paste in my CSS. In CSS Lint, you just have to copy paste. I hit Lint, and it gives me 3 warnings. And in fact, it says it found 0 errors and 3 warnings. So if I come down here and I look, the specific errors are to disallow IDs in selectors. And it says not to use IDs in the selectors. Well, in fact, we are going to continue to do that. That's acceptable. And in fact, it says it's only a warning, so it's okay. We're going to go ahead and do that. And you could take a picture here of any warnings or any errors as your before. And because I'm not actually going to make any changes, you can also take the same picture and make that your after as well. Be sure you submit to both Dropbox or both files so that we can look at it and see. And do let us know, in fact, if it's the same picture and it's only warnings. Tell us that you understand what's going on and that you did find warnings, but it's not something that we're going to be terribly concerned about just right now. Any errors, of course, you do need to fix, but warnings, we can kind of get by with those for a little while. So we'll just let those happen. If I go to the other validation service that I gave you, I can either use a file upload or copy and paste it. In this case, I'll choose the file just because. Again, I'm using the same file. Go to the site.css. I should see approximately the same results. And check. And in fact, it says no error found. That would be a perfectly fine thing to take a picture of. And in fact, you can say that it's fine and that you didn't have any errors, and congratulations and kudos to you. Good job. That can, like I said, be your before or after and after. If you do have errors, of course, like I said, you'll fix them and then revalidate until you get no errors found. And I think that's all we needed to talk about this one. And then your exercise is completed. Be sure to do it for both the HTML and for the CSS. And turn on all 4 screenshots to your Cobra Dropbox. Nothing to do in GitHub for this exercise. Good luck.